Hello, my name is Jerome Murdock, and welcome. Today we are interviewing Joyce Alexander, who has made several recordings for stress relief and stress management for adults and children. Welcome, Joyce.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad that you're here with us today.
Thank you, Jerome. I appreciate you inviting me. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have very important stuff to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Fabulous.
All right. First of all, as we get into this whole subject matter, let me ask, just for everybody at home, what is it that makes you a qualified person to speak about stress management?
That's a very good question. I have a master's degree in clinical psychology.
Okay.
I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I'm an NLP master practitioner. And I have worked with people, children, couples, adults, seminars. I have also done stress management with businesses for more years than I counted. So I've really spent a lot of time working with people and helping them work through different things that they have issues with in life.
Okay, wonderful. Well, let me ask you then, what is it that you see as a common issue that people, that they deal with? I mean, what are some of these threads that bring all of us together?
Well, thank you for asking that as well. Most people right now are dealing with financial stress and concerns. I live between Los Angeles and London, so all over the world I see it. It doesn't matter where you live. People are having stresses. They're having financial worries. They have credit card debt. They've planned for their future, and instead of having the money that they planned for their future, they're using it for survival needs. And they're now coming to a point where they're getting close to the end and they can't find a job. Or if they have a job, they've actually had to take a decrease in pay. Some people are going through such stresses that it's ridiculous. And there's really not a solution yet. And everyone's just trying to get their head above water.
Okay, so
And
this is where management comes in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do you deal with it when things are not the same as they used to be and you need to still survive? Because if you focus on the stress, you'll just become more stressed. It doesn't change the problem. So the only way you can really do it is within. And when you change within and you create the calm, you create the peace, you can then go out into the world and deal with what you need to much better, actually.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense to me, that being able to not necessarily sweep it under the rug, but the efficiency of which you deal with whatever that presenting issue is probably makes all of the difference in the world in terms of how it is going to affect your life.
Right. My recordings are not therapy. What they are is they help people reduce their stress, help them learn how to live more effectively, and I have them visualize their stress and they put it in a rock and then they just break it and they curse and they scream or whatever they want to do, but they get it out so they're not carrying it with them. And I've got so many people calling me and telling me about how the following 28 days of listening to my CD, then after like the next 2 days, how come I'm running up the steps in Santa Monica? How come I'm doing this and that? I said, is that what you've always wanted to do? They say yes. I said, therefore you're doing it. Because it creates the opportunity. Because most people, when they go to sleep, they're worrying about all their problems. What about this? What about that? They never have really good sleep. So with this CD, you listen to it when you go to sleep. So I'm the lullaby. And as you go to sleep, you start having a program that's teaching you how to break this, how to break that. And you break out of your old habits. And you start creating opportunities and you start seeing ways to handle it differently.
Interesting.
And one of the things that I do that with the kids CD is I talk a lot about bullies, because most children grow up being bullied or being the bully, and they don't know about compromise. Then they grow up and everything they've learned in their life, they now are doing with their boss. They're becoming passive or aggressive. They're getting fired. They're doing it with other employees, their relationships. And if you learn that when you're young, you learn how to live. You grow up healthy. And one of the things that people don't ever seem to teach kids is how to really take care of themselves if something ever happens. And one of the things that I always want to do is I want to teach kids to to take care of themselves. So if God forbid anything happened where something happens to them, go in the store and break the most expensive item, because that's when you'll get attention.
Absolutely.
You know, and these are things that are essential. Yeah, the
Okay.
art of a good negotiation. And that is when you have two different people, two different opinions.
Okay.
And what happens is they want the same thing, it's easy. But if they want two different things, how are they going to do it? So let's say you have two different people, and we're making it simple. Let's say we're talking about ice cream, okay? You have ice cream. One wants chocolate, one wants vanilla. Okay, so there's really no compromise unless you go with the chocolate or vanilla. Now, that may work. That may be today we'll do chocolate, tomorrow we'll do vanilla. Or maybe you do strawberry. Or maybe you do pistachio nuts or Rocky Road. Or there's so many different choices. But the idea is not to not get what you want. The idea is a good negotiation is not ever getting what you want and the other person not getting what they want, but being able to live with what the choice is. Because it's all about win-win. In business, if you make a good negotiation, but the other person walks away feeling bad, that wasn't a good negotiation. Even if you win and make more money, a good negotiation is when both people feel good. And that's something that's so valuable, because then you live in harmony, then you live in peace. And the whole idea of creating stress management is to have peace and to follow your dreams. I wish when I was a kid I had the strategies taught to me on how to be successful. And one of the people I have on the kids recording is a man. When he was 16, he got his driver's license. When he was 17, he got his pilot's license. And at 18, he got his motorcycle license. My goodness, I don't know about you, but I don't know many people who fly planes. So for him to be able to do that is so by 18, and his attitude is, I just have my dream. And no matter what your dream is, no matter what you believe, if you want it bad enough, don't let anything get in your way. Work after school, save money, do whatever you need to, create your life, and be responsible for it. Because so many people, they don't want to be responsible. They want to blame the world or something else. Go within, fix it, and go out and do your life.
Those are sage words. I mean, those really, really are. I mean, how many times do we feel like that we've let somebody down or we've let an ideal down because we haven't done it that way, whatever that way means. But being able to identify what it is that is going to make us happy is sometimes more of a chore than one would think.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes, and I also have on the kids recording, little girls, little boy, and one of the things the little girl said is if you have a situation where you don't know what to wear on your first day of school, just wear a shiny dress. Just look pretty, and you will make all the friends you want. And if someone doesn't like you, someone else will. And one of the things the little boy said I thought was fabulous. And he said, I said, what do you do if you ask someone to be your friend and they say no? Guess what he said?
I'm sure it's better than any answer. What was that? What was his answer?
Just ask someone else. If we could just learn that in life.
So simple.
Yeah, it's all about getting back to simple, getting back to the calm. There's people who are going to say negative things about us. That's just the way life is. But if we focus on the positive people and the positive comments, a friend of mine said that to me in London, and he said, why do people spend so much time focusing on the negative things when we can focus on the positives and build our self-esteem and have this wonderful life? It's really all up to us. We have the choice. And as long as we make the choice to be happy, we get that. And we have to attract it. We have to attract it by the people we're around, the food we eat, the exercise we have, all the different things that we do to be the best person we can.
Absolutely. No, kind of keeping in line with that, people making choices for their own betterment. How do people achieve that by receiving this recording? Where can they find it?
Thank you. At joycealexander.com.
Okay.
And some of the recordings are also on iTunes. Would you like me to show you them?
Yeah, I would love to see that.
This is the kids CD,
Okay.
and this one is the stress management for adults one,
Wonderful.
and adults and young teenagers and all that.
Excellent.
And the reason the kids one is more about kids is because kids are talking. Well, you know what? I listened to that one because all the lessons that we didn't learn when we were kids are the same as adults, but we just have a more complicated way of saying it.
It's, that really makes a lot of sense, and a lot of times it's just good to start back at the beginning too. I could see where that makes a lot of
Absolutely.
sense. Joyce, thank you so much for coming by today
you so
and for
much.
just explaining so much of this wonderful stuff and your amazing work and the resources that people now have available to them all around the world.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you very much for watching. We hope to see you again very soon.